Are you ready to move your career forward? Make your comeback with Purdue Global and get college credit for your work, school life, or military experiences. With these credits, you may have already completed up to 75% of your undergraduate degree. You've worked hard to get where you are. It's time to get the recognition you deserve and earn a degree you'll be proud of, one that employers will trust and respect. When you take the next step in your life and career, make it count with Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Start your comeback at purdueglobal.edu.
It's back to everything season on the Today Show.
It always feels so good to get back to it.
Back to all your people and the things you love to do. It's a new season and you start every morning ready to take it all on.
Hitting high gear a little earlier because there's more of everything to wake up for.
It's back to school.
Back to business.
Back to the feeling that anything is possible.
Watch the Today Show every morning on NBC because every day needs today.
Back the day, make it all right.
1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men experience domestic abuse in their lifetime, and nearly half of survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Purina started the Purple Leash Project to help eliminate one of the many barriers domestic abuse survivors face: a lack of pet-friendly domestic violence shelters. Through the Purple Leash Project, Purina is helping to create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters across the country, so abuse survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to get involved.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
If you're ready for an epic family vacation, there's no better place than sunny Orlando. Exciting thrills, never-ending food festivals, fresh new dining experiences, outdoor adventures, and Florida's natural springs, and so much more. Orlando has it all. And Visit Orlando's vacation planners can help you plan the perfect trip. In Orlando, anything is possible if you can imagine it. And that's what makes Orlando unbelievably real. Plan your escape today and save at visitorlando.com.
Hi, everyone. It's Amanda Rieger Green. Welcome to Soul Sessions. Today, we're going to talk about the upcoming Pisces full moon eclipse. It's also a supermoon. It is not a total lunar eclipse, so it's a partial lunar eclipse. But supermoons literally mean that the moon is actually closer to the Earth. So a lot of times it's brighter. You can see it even more fully. It radiates more light. But think about it literally, when the moon is closer to the Earth, the gravitational pull is stronger. So yes, full moons are about oppositions and also our dreams and our subconscious, because it's creating this opposition between the sun, our extroverted vitality, our life force, and this internal depth within us. So when there's a supermoon and the moon is closer, that pull is stronger. And you all know we're mostly made up of liquid, so we can feel our emotions and our feelings and things bubbling up from the subconscious more clearly. And because this is Pisces, and I'm going to dive into it, but it's Pisces and Virgo, the axis of health and wellness. Virgo, an earth sign, Pisces, the deep water sign of the subconscious and the psyche and the collective and the waves of energy and consciousness. This is an incredible eclipse season that we are currently in. I'm here for it. I hope you all are. And guess what? It's going to be erratic and stuff's going to come up. But my attitude around that is bring it on. I'm here for it. So whatever you're feeling and experiencing, think about saying, I'm ready for this because I'm growing, I'm evolving. And with that attitude, you don't even know what beautiful frequencies you send out into the universe and into your space. We are always fine-tuning and conditioning our space. And when we go into fear and resentment and judgment and insecurity, because we're human. We feel that stuff. It's processing through our genetic makeup. That's what we incarnated down here to evolve. That is okay. It's just so much in our attitude right now. And remember, Jupiter is in Gemini. Gemini is about the conscious mind. It's about the monkey mind, thinking, communicating, connecting, the voice inside your head, the voice that you speak. It's animated, it's social, and it's hyperactive. It's also squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. The mind is really working rapidly. So with this full moon eclipse, when you have the subconscious and these gravitational pulls pulling stuff up from the subconscious, we have this activation in our conscious awareness. That's a power point, and it's an empowerment point. And hello, we all know that we're in the capstone month in numerology, 8 year in an 8 month, and whatever your personal year is. And most of you have probably listened to this episode, but if you haven't listened to the capstone month in numerology, I go through all the numbers in your personal year, how to calculate that. September is always numerologically this hyperactive, climactic, clarifying, and sometimes destructive, because it is really working the system and our frequencies to level up and detoxify. So there's a lot going on astrologically, numerologically, and energetically. And the acceleration that I've talked about all year that many people have discussed, we're in it. And I am enjoying the heck out of it, to tell you the truth. And the challenges that come up, they feel adventurous to me. And that's the attitude I've taken on, is I'm here for this adventure. I'm here for this roller coaster ride. And I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm divinely inspired, and my life is orchestrated exactly how it is supposed to be in any given moment, no matter how painful or beautiful and delightful. I am here for these frequencies and to move through them with greater grace, compassion, love, ease, happiness, delight, whatever it may be for you. So eclipses trigger a 6-month cycle. They're about a massive shift in your perspective, in your paradigm, in your energy field, in our energy field. It's kind of like a pinnacle moment, and then it unfolds in the 6 months ahead. So when we have a regular full or new moon, it's a 30-day cycle, typically, unless it's your birthday new moon or your half birthday full moon. Sometimes to me, those have more emphasis in our astrological charts. But eclipses really create an unfolding. It's like, okay, this is going to be the pinpoint, the eclipse itself, and then it begins to unfold or matriculate. And if I look back over the years and through eclipse cycles, because I journal and I have tons of documentation around this and memory and cognition, I look back and I review. So if you want to do a little review and look in your rear view mirror and connect some cosmic dots, the last time we were in a Pisces Virgo eclipse season, which we are moving into, and I'm going to explain that through the nodes of the moon, because the nodes of the moon determine the eclipse cycles. But if you look back to March of 2016 through February of 2017, that's the last time we were in the Virgo Pisces North and South node and eclipse season. So if you think back around March of 2016, what was shifting for you? What was coming to a close? What was beginning? And then how did that play out between 2016 and early 2017? For me, it was a very poignant and punctuated time. So it's like immediately I'm like, I know what happened. I know what houses it was hitting in my chart. It's when I left corporate healthcare and I started doing what I've been doing over the last decade nearly. And I officially left and took a massive leap of faith. And so if you flash forward to now and what is being brought up for us, we are in this full moon in Pisces, full moon eclipse, and it is bringing something to completion. And with Pisces, what you want to think about, and this is the clearest thing that gets me or I can identify with or grasp onto, is finding compassion with something that has come full circle. A phase, a season, a cycle in your life, looking at what is coming to a close for you, but finding compassion for it versus fear, anxiety, worry, fretting the change. And I've got some massive changes going on, and I'm embracing them with hope and excitement. And then I go into my small self and I'm like, well, I don't have an exact plan. How is this going to play out? Well, what exactly is going to happen? And then I laugh at myself and I jump back into the hope and the adventure of it. So it's like an adventure. It's a game. Embrace it that way, but add in the element of, wow, how can I imbue this with compassion? Now, as I was talking about the north and the south nodes of the moon, the north node is still in Aries and the south node is in Libra. So we will have a Libra new moon eclipse in October, and that will close out eclipse season. I mean, we'll have the remainder of that eclipse cycle, but the north and south nodes of the moon will shift into Pisces and Virgo. The north node will move from Aries. It'll back up into Pisces, and the south node will move from Libra into Virgo in January of 2025. So yes, we're still in this greater lesson as a collective with the north node in Aries about our mighty I am, our courage, our instincts, our drive, our pioneering spirit, and letting go of the people pleasing, the lower vibrations of Libra, while still incorporating diplomacy, balance, harmony. Those lessons are playing out, but we're getting this kind of preview invitation into Virgo and Pisces. And Virgo and Pisces is ultimately about health and wellness at every single level. Virgo is about day-to-day life routines. It's an earth sign. It's about taking practical action, quality-oriented action. Pisces is the watery spiritual element that is about our energy, our spiritual health, our unconscious, our dream life, our intuition, connecting to the collective, the ideals. So with this full moons again are about closure. Bring into your awareness what is coming to a close for you. And the full moon eclipse in Pisces is at 25 degrees of Pisces, which means the sun is in Virgo opposing the moon at 25 degrees of Virgo. Find that in your natal chart. See what houses are being activated, and also do your research. Get excited about this stuff. I am mind blown when I look at my chart and, like I said, what's going on in my personal chart and what was happening between March of 2016 and February of 2017. The tracking and the correlation is mind-blowing, but what it means we get to do is we get to take it a step further. We get to evolve it. Some of the same lessons or experiences or test of faith may come up, but I've grown. I have more experience. More linear time has passed. I'm not the person I was in 2016, 2017. I've grown, I've evolved, I've changed, I've transformed, I've transmuted, and I've screwed up. I've learned from my mistakes. It's all of your data. Use your data. That stuff is what fires and wires these new synapses when you make those connections. This full moon eclipse, the biggest thing that is coming through is eliminating toxicity.
It's back to everything season on the Today Show.
It always feels so good to get back to it.
Back to all your people and the things you love to do. It's a new season, and you start every morning ready to take it all on.
Hitting high gear a little earlier because there's more of everything to wake up for.
It's back to school.
Back to business.
Back to the feeling that anything is possible.
Watch the Today Show every morning on NBC, because every day needs today.
Back the day, make it all right. Ba-bum, ba-dum, bum.
Hey, it's Rich Davis from Covino & Rich, here to tell you about the legacy of excellence Toyota has been building for years. From developing hybrid technology to upping the standards of safety and efficiency, Toyota is always innovating, always making progress. And with a superior lineup of in-stock SUVs, including the adventure-ready RAV4 and capable, affordable Corolla Cross, you can experience the legacy of Toyota for yourself. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals, to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
Are you tired of your scented cleaning products smelling and cleaning like meh? Then it's time for an upgrade with the power of Clorox Scentiva. With an uplifting scent that smells like coconut, Clorox Scentiva gives you powerful clean like Clorox, but a feeling like being transported to a tropical island retreat. Imagine putting your phone on Do Not Disturb, tuning out all the constant, just the feeling of warm sand in between your toes and a fruity drink in your hand. The ones with the little umbrella. Refresh your home to feel like an all-inclusive vacation by getting Clorox Scentiva. Also available in grapefruit and lavender scents at a nearby retail store.
Boston Proper is for women who love distinctive style in styles that don't define them. Boston Proper designs are unique and made to fit flawlessly. You know that fashion changes, but style is forever, and yours is your very own. Boston Proper creates original pieces and curates entire collections for any season. Confident women wear Boston Proper as an expression of who they are, with chic, polished styling and unforgettable looks that get noticed. Anytime, every day, and on any occasion. From classic and iconic to on-trend and of the moment, Boston Proper creates one-of-a-kind pieces to bring exclusive looks and elevated outfits to you only the way Boston Proper can. Boston Proper is your source for those must-have items made to fit flawlessly. When you want that certain something in everything you wear Boston Proper. Sign up for VIP access and enjoy 20% off. Shop at bostonproper.com and wear it like no one else.
When the time comes to plan your next big getaway, know we got a destination idea for you. Orlando. Just think about it. The thrills at their 15 world-class theme parks, followed by awesome outdoor adventures, amazing food festivals, and top-notch dining spots. Orlando has all that and much more than you'd expect. In Orlando, anything is possible if you can imagine it. Plan your escape today and save at visitorlando.com. That's visitorlando.com for everything you need for an amazing getaway.
This full moon eclipse, the biggest thing that is coming through is eliminating toxicity. Toxicity from toxins in our physical body to toxic environments, toxic relationships, toxic attitudes, behaviors, addictions. Think about toxins and think about them in the most practical, biological, physiological way, and then think about your toxicity. So don't just point the finger and be like, oh yeah, that's a toxic relationship. Because we can all point the finger and we know. Remember, when you point one finger, 3 are pointing back at you. So pay attention to the 3 fingers pointing back at you. What in your life is toxic and how are you toxic? And I say that with like excitement and love because I'm like, okay, let me get down to business. Where is my own toxicity actually limiting my experience and either dumbing down or dulling my light, my spirit? And it may be through judgment or insecurity or self-pity, or it could be in a very toxic, unhealthy relationship dynamic where boundaries need to be set or articulated. It could also be in addictions. If there are things you're just too much screen time, too much television time, if it's alcohol and drugs, if it's food, if it's sex, if it's escapism, look at your own toxic behaviors because that's where the treasure is. And the more courageous we are in our honesty with ourselves, the darkness and the light, that's where the sweet spot is. That's where I find the transcendence is in pinpointing the awareness, whether it's beauty or it is straight up suffering and pain. it's like there's this tiny window of opportunity there that breaks something quantum open. And I know you all know what that feels like. And I remember giving you all this example like months ago. I was sitting in the airport and I was just feeling off. And I knew that I missed a flight. It was one thing after another. And I hadn't been ugly at the airport with the person at the ticketing counter or the Uber driver that had gotten in the wreck on the side of the interstate. And I mean, the list went on and on and on. And I was like, gosh, I'm not angry. I'm grateful that I'm safe. I'm grateful that I'm getting home. I'm grateful that I had the money in my bank account to pay for the change of ticket for missing my flight. I mean, it was an expensive circumstance, but something in my energy field when I was sitting in the airport, I was like, what is this feeling? And I couldn't pinpoint it. And I remember thinking, let me just sit here, allow the clarity to come to me. And all of a sudden, it was like as if by magic or out of nowhere, I was like, oh my gosh, Amanda, you're having a pity party. You feel sorry for yourself. You're acting like a victim. So I wasn't angry because I can figure out the anger and the resentment. Like that one I got. I can be honest about that. I may not like to be honest about it, but I can do it pretty resiliently. But the self-pity for me, it was so elusive. And when I figured it out, what I was feeling and that shadow was victimhood and self-pity, feeling sorry for myself. It was like a smile came over my face. I was not judging that I was feeling whiny and about it. It was like, oh, that's what that feeling is. That's what that emotion is. This is what this state of experience is. It's self-pity. And I tell you what, two things happened. One, probably about 5 minutes later, the coolest, cutest guy bebops in, and it's like 11 something at night. You know, we're on a Southwest flight waiting, and whatever my number was like one of the last numbers. You know, it was like C whatever. Anyway, I get up to go, and I'm kind of like, I went from feeling dull and low in my energy field to like bebopping up and getting up to my thing. And this guy goes, oh my gosh, girl. He says, I love that coat. You are fierce. You're just rocking it tonight. You look so, like, he was like, you look so good. And he was so cute and so animated. And I was like, are you kidding me? He's like, those boots, that jacket. And, you know, I had been sitting there in my like raunchy self-pity. And what had happened in that short period of time is I had gone from this really low frequency and dull energy field to pinpointing the self-pity. And my energy field shifted, and someone called me out and said, you look fierce, girl. You look amazing. You're rocking it out. And I laughed and I said, oh my gosh, you just made my night, because I was sitting over here in self-pity and my Uber driver got in a wreck, and he goes, I got in a wreck. I wrecked my rental car and I was here on a business trip. And he and I laughed the whole way home. We sat next to each other. We became Instagram friends. It was a whole thing. But that is an example of how when you pinpoint your shadow, your darkness, your toxicity, and you embrace it with open freaking arms, you can have a quantum shift. And then it's like people notice. And then what I was going to tell you, the second point that happened over the course of the following 6 months, I saw self-pity creep up all the time. And now, when I feel sorry for myself or self-pity, I know exactly what it feels like, what it looks like. I can be like, oh, there it is. We're going to shift out of that pretty quickly. So it's like once you can identify the nuances of your unconscious and bring them into conscious awareness, which is what this freaking eclipse is about. Pinpoint the toxicity in yourself, and then you get to take practical action, Virgo, in the months ahead around communicating better, taking your practical action, setting different boundaries. And remember, the cornerstone of this is doing it with compassion, not like setting a boundary like, they're not going to be in my life anymore. Nope, not going to answer that phone call. Because if you do it with that kind of energy right there, like, nope, not going to answer them. So what you get to do is you get to create this loving heart. So notice when you want to set your boundary with aggression. I know what that feels like. It's kind of like reaction, aggression, like, nope, you're not allowed in my energy field. Nope, you're not going to do that. Like, it's abrupt is the way that it feels in my mind, in my ego, and it feels defensive. And that is not compassion. That is actually, it's shutting down your energy field or mind. What you want to do is you want to soften it. It's like taking a square and softening or rounding the edges. And the easiest way I know to infuse the compassion quickly or resiliently is you notice the aggression or the resentment first, and you take a couple of breaths and you just feel that reactive feeling, because that needs to process. Like, that stuff is noteworthy. It's important stuff. So don't dismiss it and push it away, because it just comes back up again and again and again. Breathe through it. Be like, okay, I'm reacting to this. I'm afraid of this. This doesn't feel good. And then just inhale and exhale for 18, 21, 30 seconds. And listen, calculate this. This is quality over quantity. If you can't pause and breathe for 21 seconds, you need to reprioritize some things. And listen, I'm laughing because I say that to myself because it's so simple. And the breath is purifying and detoxifying. Process the reactionary aggression, fight energy. And then if you can't find your compassion for that toxic circumstance, situation, person, thing that is coming up in your body or your energy field, then just totally engulf yourself in green. Like, if you can imagine beautiful green fauna and flora, and inhale and exhale green, just start to soothe your nervous system and smile as you do it. Literally smile. That starts to release these endorphins that will open you up closer and closer to a fifth dimensional heart-centered energy. Remember how I was talking about how the energy is accelerating? So are our abilities, so are our consciousness. The more resolutely and resiliently we do this stuff, it can happen instantaneously. And I know it because I see it happen all the time. I've seen it happening with people and with myself. So literally shift it into compassion. Remember to think about the areas in your life that there is some closure or some transformation or change happening, and where our normal reaction is to fear the unknown or need more control. Like, I need to know exactly what's going to happen and how that's going to work. See if you can actually invite in that compassion or openness, the fifth dimensional heart-centered energy, because what will start to happen is you will start attracting, super attracting the right people, places, experiences, doors opening with ease, or as if by magic. This is already happening.
It's back to everything season on the Today Show.
It always feels so good to get back to it.
Back to all your people and the things you love to do. It's a new season, and you start every morning ready to take it all on.
Hitting high gear a little earlier because there's more of everything to wake up for.
It's back to school.
Back to business.
Back to the feeling that anything is possible.
Watch the Today Show every morning on NBC, because every day needs today.
Back the day, make it all right.
It's Ray from the Bobby Bones Show here to tell you that the national sales event is on at your Toyota dealer, making now the perfect time to get a great deal on a dependable new SUV like an adventure-ready RAV4. Yeah! Available with all-wheel drive, your new RAV4 is built for performance on any terrain. Or check out a stylish and comfortable Highlander, seating up to 8 passengers and available panoramic moonroof. You can sit back and enjoy the wide-open views with the whole family. Check out more of this national sales event. The deals are there when you visit buyatoyota.com. That's buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Are you tired of your scented cleaning products smelling and cleaning like meh? Then it's time for an upgrade with the power of Clorox Scentiva. With an uplifting scent that smells like coconut, Clorox Scentiva gives you powerful clean like Clorox, but a feeling like being transported to a tropical island retreat. Imagine putting your phone on Do Not Disturb, tuning out all the constant, just the feeling of warm sand in between your toes and a fruity drink in your hand. The ones with the little umbrella. Refresh your home to feel like an all-inclusive vacation by getting Clorox Scentiva. Also available in grapefruit and lavender scents at a nearby retail store.
Boston Proper is for women who love distinctive style in styles that don't define them. Boston Proper designs are unique and made to fit flawlessly. You know the fashion changes, but style is forever, and yours is your very own. Boston Proper creates original pieces and curates entire collections for any season. Confident women wear Boston Proper as an expression of who they are, with chic, polished styling and unforgettable looks that get noticed. Anytime, every day, and on any occasion. From classic and iconic to on-trend and of the moment, Boston Proper creates one-of-a-kind pieces to bring exclusive looks and elevated outfits to you only the way Boston Proper can. Boston Proper is your source for those must-have items made to fit flawlessly. When you want that certain something in everything you wear Boston Proper. Sign up for VIP access and enjoy 20% off. Shop at bostonproper.com and wear it like no one else.
When the time comes to plan your next big getaway, know we got a destination idea for you. Orlando. Just think about it. The thrills at their 15 world-class theme parks, followed by awesome outdoor adventures, amazing food festivals, and top-notch dining spots. Orlando has all that and much more than you'd expect. In Orlando, anything is possible if you can imagine it. Plan your escape today and save at visitorlando.com. That's visitorlando.com for everything you need for an amazing getaway.
My Conscious Collective, the group that I am working with, this incredible group of women, we were talking about synchronicities and the power that we have to attract things without doing almost a darn thing. It's not about inaction, inertia, or laziness, but it's like you open your heart more and you reach higher, you expand bigger, so you really reach out towards hope, joy, adventure, love, passion, peace, whatever it is for you, healing, optimal health. And then you go about your day and then boom, the synchronicities are like wildfire. And I'm going to tell y'all something funny and just an insider tip right now is that with all the numerology and the number codes and the 1111s, and when you see certain numbers, that's really just a trick to get you to pay attention. Like it works and it does mean something, but that's like step one. The number codes are really, really getting you into conscious awareness to say, whoa, I'm right on time. Whoa, I'm seeing that again. I mean, that's 101 stuff, y'all. Like, it's not advanced. It's just retraining your cognition to get you aware and synchronized in your energy field. So we've raised the vibration a bit so you're more cognizant. Now play with it in the world more magically. So here's the example, and this is what we were talking about last night in my Conscious Collective. For the past couple of weeks, I need a new pair of Pilates socks. And I mean, like, right, this sounds like such a conflict of abundance, right? But it's like, it's true. I do Pilates all the time. I love my Pilates, and y'all know this. But like the grippies on the Pilates socks, they wear out. And I felt myself slipping for weeks on the Reformer, which gets kind of dangerous. And I've been like, oh, I got to get another new pair of Pilates socks. And Pilates socks are like $18, $20 something. So in my mind, I was like, I don't want to spend that, but I need a new pair of Pilates socks. So that's been in my mind. And there's been this strange procrastination around it. Like, it's been there and it's not dire, but I'm like, yeah, I got to get Pilates socks. I need a new pair of Pilates socks. And I like put it out in the field, but I really had no attachment to it. I knew I would either buy a new pair or the right pair would pop up on my feed some way, shape, or form that I liked, and like the right pair at the right price and the right color and all the things. Well, yesterday I walked into Pilates and I had my Pilates socks in the car because I keep them in there. I do wash them every now and then. Caveat, every now and then. I do wash my Pilates socks. But anyway, I had them in the car And I like grabbed them and then I dropped something in the car and I went to get it in between the seats. And like somehow or another, I walked into Pilates and I forgot my Pilates socks. And I was laughing about it. And I was like, shoot, I got to go back out to the car and get my Pilates socks. And the woman in there that manages the studio was like, do you want me to just give you a pair? Because they have spare pairs. And I thought she was going to give me like a raunchy 10 times worn spare pair. And I was like, and she goes, no, they're brand new. Like I have a whole new bag of Pilates socks that are like extra ones that they send them promotionally. She's like, and they're great. And just keep them. Just totally keep the socks. Well, first of all, they're really great Pilates socks. They look super cute and they fit me and they were brand new and she gave them to me. So while you may be like, okay, like to me, I was delighted. I was like, dude, I procrastinated a bit around buying the Pilates socks, but the procrastination was almost like a divine hold out and wait energy because it wasn't negligence. I just was like, I haven't seen the pair I wanted. But anyway, I was gifted a pair of Pilates socks. And to me, those are the kinds of synchronicities you want to look for right now. It's in little things that may seem just like a random act of kindness or something that just aligns. Wow, I needed that and somebody gifted it to me, or it showed up, or I wanted new patio furniture and this popped up and it's a super sale and it's clearance and you're able to get something at the best bang for your buck because it just happens to pop up in your field. So whether you purchase it or it's a gift, look for those synchronicities. So yes, pay attention to the numbers and the codes and the energy fields because that's conditioning your vibration and keeping it high. But start to look for all the tiny synchronicities and where they bring you utter abundance, delight. And it's like I was a 5-year-old. And listen, acts of service and gifts are my love language. So to me, it was pure love. Look for that. As you move through this eclipse season, and before we get into the Libra eclipse next month, really know during this eclipse, Neptune is conjunct the moon, and Neptune rules Pisces. Neptune is currently in Pisces, so they're in a conjunction. Neptune is dreamy and elusive and creative and divinely imaginative. So it's going to be conjunct this moon, this super moon. So pay attention to your dreams. And I'm going to do a whole episode on dreams. We've been working at this in my Conscious Collective, and we are all firing and wiring on different cylinders. I mean, you can probably hear it in my energy field right now, but pay attention to your dreams, your intuition, and especially your toxicity. Anything that jars you or gets you out of kilter, anything toxic in your life, so you can optimize all of your health and wellness, your wholeness, becoming your most optimal self. Think of this as a cosmic upgrade. And whatever is unfolding in the 6 months ahead and coming to a close is literally clearing space energetically, mentally, physically for you to go higher, to raise in frequency. And it's exciting. One of the practices that I want to suggest, and I'm going to follow it up by a meditation, is working with water. So at the end of this week, we will release a meditation, and it's going to be a water meditation. I'm going to teach you how to use a quick meditation to entrain the vibration of water with whatever you're wanting to heal, detoxify, magnetize. Water is powerful. This is a great full moon to do your Epsom salt clearing. I've got an episode all on using Epsom salt because there's so much water energy that is amplified right now that using water in and around this full moon eclipse to cleanse, to clear, to purify, whether it's Epsom salt bath and cleansing and clearing your energy field, definitely take a re-listen to that because I've used that for 12 plus years. And I do it all the time in my shower, in my bath, clearing the gunk and debris out of my aura and my energy field. But when you drink water, all you have to do is consciously say to the water, hey, water, cleanse, clear, and purify my body. Thank you for removing the toxins from my body. Thank you for hydrating my cells and my body so I'm more flexible and fluid and my body is functioning optimally. This water is incredibly coherent and it is cognizant, and there are studies upon studies around the power of water. And if you don't know who Veda Austin is, she's done tons of experiments as of late with water and the frequency of water, and she's a great go-to so you can learn some ins and outs about the frequency of water. She healed her cancer with this special alkaline water 20 years ago, and she's done a lot of science around different pHs of water and then the consciousness of water and her consciousness in water and how quickly it entrains. And if you remember back, or Dr. Emoto, who did the scientific experiments years ago with freezing ice and playing heavy metal music for one series of water and then playing beautiful Beethoven and classical music for another, in the ice, what froze in the heavy metal were these really ugly, disjointed fissures that were incohesive. And in the water with the Beethoven and the beautifully resonant melodic frequencies that they played, there were these gorgeous snowflakes and crystals that appeared in the ice. And that was the study years ago that brought awareness to this. I mean, shamans have used water and the power of water. So think about that as a simple and practical way, because we use water all the time, whether you're washing your face, brushing your teeth, drinking it, washing your hands. There's opportunities all throughout your day to utilize the frequency and cohesive entrainment with water. All you have to do is put some intention on it. And guess what else that does? Just like seeing your numbers and connecting those dots, it brings you into conscious awareness. Anything that brings me into conscious awareness is creating greater presence. And, you know, that's what they call the gift of the present, is the present, right? So be present during this moon. And remember, some of the lower frequencies of Pisces is delusion and succumbing to the self-pity, the martyrdom, addictions, the insanity in our own mind or life, and really feeling like a victim to your circumstance or chaos, because Pisces are so beautifully poetic and ideal that when things fall short sometimes of those ideals, there's extreme, not only disappointment, but deeper than that, disillusionment. So anywhere you're feeling disillusionment, just utter detachment, like, ugh, it's not going to get better, or I can't do anything about it, or I'm powerless. And yes, we might be powerless over other people, places, and things, but what we are not powerless over and very empowered by are our attitudes, actions, and behaviors. So find your empowerment, find your artistry, and also your excitement and adventure for this incredible cosmic ride that we are on. Guess what else I have? I have a new resource, and it's super handy. If you check out the show notes, there's a link, and I've got a new full moon blog, and this can totally be applied to eclipses, full moon eclipses. And I go through each sign of the zodiac with different attributes and traits and healing qualities. So with this Pisces full moon, there's definitely energy there, but there is also a freebie ceremony attached. So definitely check it out, because if you're not into ceremonies, if you don't know where to start with a full or a new moon ceremony, this gives you a great framework. It's a 101 and you can make it your own. But the great thing about this blog is anytime we have a full moon, it's a good blog to reference, and then you can take the ceremony and match it up with whatever astrological sign is represented in the full moon, and also maybe where it's falling in your houses or the intentions you're setting. So definitely check out the blog, soulpathology.com, or the show notes, and get your free full moon ceremony. Be well, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to Soul Sessions. If you've got questions, do not hesitate to reach out. Email us, podcast@soulsessions.me. If you love this podcast and you want to hear more, make sure you're following it, liking and subscribing, and sharing it with other people. Send this energy out. Share it with other people. Remember, you can always get your dose of Soul Sessions. New episodes drop on Wednesdays. You can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok. It's @Soul Pathology, or check out soulpathology.com. I appreciate you and your light. Thanks for listening.
Does money stress you out? Let Facet flip your financial chaos into clarity.
We feel way more confident and secure in our finances, and with that comes a sense of freedom.
Financial planning from Facet is here to help you improve your life today, tomorrow, and every day after that.
Facet was really the place where we saw all of the tools and the people coming together.
Visit Facet.com, FACET.com to learn more. This ad is sponsored by Facet. Facet Wealth is an SEC registered investment advisor. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor is it investment, legal, or tax advice. These testimonials are from current Facet members who are not compensated. All opinions are their own and not a guarantee of a similar outcome.
If you're ready for an epic family vacation, there's no better place than sunny Orlando. Exciting thrills, never-ending food festivals, fresh new dining experiences, outdoor adventures, and Florida's natural springs, and so much more. Orlando has it all. And Visit Orlando's vacation planners can help you plan the perfect trip. In Orlando, anything is possible if you can imagine it. And that's what makes Orlando unbelievably real. Plan your escape today and save at visitorlando.com.
It can get lonely climbing Mount McKinley, so to entertain myself, I go to ChumbaCasino.com. At Chumba Casino, I can play hundreds of online casino-style games for free, like online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Plus, I get a daily login bonus. It's just too bad that up here, I don't have anyone to share my excitement with. Woohoo!
Live the Chumba life. Anytime, anywhere. Play for free now at ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Zyn nicotine pouches deliver nicotine satisfaction anywhere, anytime. Which means Zyn pairs well with you, your personality, your schedule, and your spontaneity. Zyn fits easily into your bag, pocket, and into your life. Because it's smoke-free, hands-free, and hassle-free. So the only person who will know you have a Zyn pouch in is you. Visit Zyn.com or head to your local convenience store today to find your Zyn. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
That's incredible.
Magical. Spectacular fall colors and more than 6,000 miles of trails make Minnesota a hiker's paradise. Discover what makes Minnesota the star of the North. ExploreMinnesota.com.